What is up, fellow water warriors, and welcome back to the newest episode of Liquid Life featuring just me. And today we have a very special announcement. We have partnered with Salacious Drinks on a custom curated Liquid Life wellness water box. And we are so excited and grateful for Salacious Drinks and Ashley and the whole team there giving us this opportunity to curate a box of 6 incredible mineral waters from around the world. And we're gonna just kind of go through each one of these waters semi-quickly, not too in-depth, but we're so excited to be able to share our curated selection with all of you. And if you want to purchase this box, click the link below to Salacious Drinks and make sure you use code LIQUID at checkout to receive 5% off. So it's $33 for the 6 waters, and after shipping, it's typically around 20 bucks. So you're looking at about $50 after the discount. We are so excited to be able to kind of share our love of mineral water from around the world with you at home as we're on this journey to sourcing and partnering with amazing quality mineral, spring, living water sources from around the world to share with you as Liquid Life wellness water. So anyway, let's get into it. I've tried to organize them from lowest TDS, total dissolved solids, to highest total dissolved solids. Forewarning, we have some crazy waters in here like Borjomi and Vichy. The way I kind of see it is almost like the hot ones of water. As Martin Rees says, water is not just water, and we literally do become the water we drink. And so thinking about where this water is coming from, the intention that's put into it, of course, the mineral composition and component is just part of our story as humans, as people, and as people who are drinking water on a daily basis. So let's start off with Ferrarelle. This is an Italian sparkling mineral water. Naturally sparkling. To me, the packaging always reminds me of Santa Claus and Christmas with the red cap and the font and everything. But there's, of course, tons of Italian sparkling mineral waters on the market. Perrier, well now Maison Perrier, Pellegrino. So let's taste this one. They often tend to be a bit more acidic than other ones. And of course we have our handy dandy TDS meter right here. So let's test that total dissolved solid level. And of course with the bubble and the sparkling versions, it's a bit harder to get the exact read. So you get a range because of that carbonation hitting the sensors, but we're at about 500 on this water. San Pellegrino is around 750. Yeah, it's a nice water. It's definitely more acidic, has a almost citrus sweetness to it. And the mineral composition on the back of this bottle. It's so funny, a lot of these European waters put conductivity at 20 degrees Celsius, which is 1780. Not sure exactly what that is. I probably should as a professional water sommelier. I'm not a professional water sommelier. I am just an aficionado of mineral and sparkling waters. And I have actually decided to sign up for the Fine Water Academy Water Sommelier course. So I'll be beginning that here in the coming weeks. And I'm excited to kind of take my experience of trying all these waters from around the world for the show and put it into practice in a much more professional academic sense. So we'll see. They probably would not recommend eating In-N-Out before filming or tasting waters. Sugar definitely does affect the taste of your palate, as well as fats. Really everything does. As far as this water goes, it's a classic Italian sparkling mineral water. Really nice. Cheers. Next up, we have one of my favorites, if not my favorite, majorly commercially available high content mineral sparkling water. This is Gerolsteiner, the most popular mineral water from Germany. And they offer it in 4 different carbonation levels in Germany, but here in the US, we only really have access to the highest carbonation level. And let's test the TDS of this. Usually it tests around 800. I was testing a bit lower today, around 550. Oh, well, we're going from 4 to 800. Let's call it an even 600, which is actually lower for the Gerolsteiner that I've tested in the past. I love this water so much. With carbonation, especially added carbonation, it will actually create hydrocarbonic acid, which will lower the pH 1 to 2 points. With Gerolsteiner, the pH of this water is pretty high to begin with. So it's not too acidic like a lot of those Italian mineral waters. And more kind of sparkling spring source waters that have lower TDS content. So I love the pH level really for taste on this water and the super high bicarbonate level. Amazing quality water. We get ours by the case at Trader Joe's in Los Angeles, so definitely would recommend Gerolsteiner if you haven't tried it already. It's available in a lot of places in the US, but when people ask me, hey, what's your favorite sparkling water? This is always one of them that's on my list because it's more accessible to people, right? With this box, this curated selection, you can't get these waters everywhere. If you go to one store, Whole Foods, Central Market even, doesn't have all these waters in one place. Now moving on to 3 bays. They have a still version of this water as well, but we decided to choose the sparkling version to kind of keep in line. We have one still water that we'll get into next. This water is from Australia, has a higher TDS level, I believe around 1300. Ooh, that's cheating if you don't finish it. So let's test this mineral content composition. Super high chloride levels in this water, which leads to a very sweet note and finish on the palate. And the TDS is testing at around 700. Now, with the sparkling version of the waters, the TDS will actually go down about 1 to 200 parts per million or milligrams per liter from what I've noticed. Yeah, such a sweet floral note. And it's so interesting to actually try these waters back to back. You have a whole different experience when you do this in kind of a gamut. So we decided to curate this. It would be such a fun activity for a dinner party, for even restaurants to have as part of their menu. And we just want to share our love of natural living waters from around the world with you. Amazing quality water. Love the design. They have all their awards on the front of it. Shout out to Olaf from 3 bays. Just also so cool to like know the people who are actually running these sources. What a beautiful relationship to have with the water you are drinking. Over 70% of our cells are composed of water, right? So when I say we become the water we drink, we literally do become the water we drink. This is Vilajuiga. This is my first time actually having one of these bottles in my possession. We tried to film this video a couple times. This was the 3rd try. 3rd try's the charm. And wow, this is a really special water. This is the only still water we have on the gamut today in the curated selection. And really getting to notice the differences in the acidity, the taste, the mouthfeel, and the mineral content from the water when it's the only still version in here. This is from Catalonia in Spain. Very high TDS level, very high mineral content water. We're testing at 1100. Really high, and you're able to really taste it with this water in particular. We have like a wine bottle look, very simple, very clean. It's very well balanced. They don't actually have the mineral composition on the back of here other than the calcium and the sodium. Sodium is 204 milligrams per liter, 3 servings per container. So that's over 600 milligrams of sodium supposedly in this water. When I first saw this design and the name of it, I actually thought this was more of a Norwegian, Swedish type of water with the palette and just the simplicity behind it. And when I found out it was from Spain, I was actually quite surprised because Vichy Catalan is also from Spain. Really, really nice water. This water and the Borjomi are really what surprised me. To be fair, I've had the other 4 waters before that I've purchased from various grocery stores around the United States. But wow, this is a really, really special water, and I'm so grateful to have it included in our box. So shout out to Ashley for recommending this water in particular as well. Now let's move on to a fan favorite, Vichy Catalan. You can get these at Whole Foods, Central Market, Erewhon. Absolutely beautiful bottle, light blue green tint to it, and has a cobblestone street effect to the actual glass. I really love the combination of this off-white with the bluish greens. And this water is wild. So people who have never really experienced the mineral water before if you give them a little sip of Vichy Catalan, they'll be like, what am I drinking? Am I drinking ocean water? What the heck is this? And to me, I kind of equate it to, what is it? Not the last dab, which would be Borjomi, but, oh man, what's that super hot one? I did a hot ones gamut, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago with a bunch of my friends. Da Bomb. This is kind of like Da Bomb and hot ones. That's the best way I can describe Vichy. And we're testing about 1,300 parts per million TDS milligrams per liter, which is high, very high. And wow, you just taste it off the rip. That sodium kick, I bet there's about 700 milligrams per liter of sodium in this water in particular. Even though the Vilajuiga has 600 milligrams per liter in there, this is just like, oof, hits you in the face. Almost tastes like ocean water. But when you want to rehydrate and you don't want all that added sugar in these sports drinks, electrolyte powders, God's Gatorade is mineral waters. Here in Houston, it's summertime. It's like going out into a sauna anytime you walk outside. I was installing art all day yesterday for a project, and this and other mineral waters just keep me hydrated in times like this. I love sauna, steam room, cold plunge, all this sort of thing. If you rip some Vichy Catalan, you're gonna last much longer in that sauna, I promise. You're sweating out all those minerals that your body does need. So you wanna make sure you rehydrate, not only in the H2O component, but in that mineral electrolyte component as well. And finally, we have Borjomi. Borjomi is from Georgia, and this is a little punch. This little bottle packs a punch. It may look cute and small with the little reindeer on here and the beautiful color palette, but this water is special. Let's say it's spicy. It is definitely the last dab of the Curated water box selection. And the last time I had this water was in the Russian-Turkish bathhouse in New York City after a long sauna session. And I didn't really know too much about water at the time, but it really surprised me. About 2,000 TDS, so almost double of the Vichy Catalan, and you can taste it in this water. It is shockingly aggressive, almost a ammonia quality to it. And we don't have all the mineral composition on here, but just the sodium level, over 750 milligrams in this water. That is a unique water. So special. And it'll be so fun to actually just get your friends' reactions to trying this water who might have never tried a high content mineral water before. So if you decide to do this gamut with your friends, please send us their reaction videos, especially to the Borjomi and the Vichy Catalan, and so they can give us their feedback. I remember the first time I had it, I'm like, what the heck am I drinking? This seems almost medicinal. It is medicinal though. And as I have become more of a connoisseur of these different mineral waters, the more and more I appreciate pretty intense tastes like this water. So thank you so much for joining us today for this episode of Liquid Life, featuring our curated selection from Salacious drinks. And please let us know what you think of the curated selection. If you end up purchasing a box, send us photos, videos, and let us know what you'd like to see from us next. Have a good one. We'll catch you next time.